Okay, so if you missed earlier what we were talking about, I am going to attempt, because I edited this video for the Kaleidoscope, and it was so cute that I wanted to try and make one with one of our kits. So I'm going to give it a shot. So while Danton plays the video for me, I'm going to chit chat and see if you guys have any questions about anything. So you want to talk about tools, you want to talk about garnet, which is the birthstone for this month. So I think this would be more fun. So I get to do something while we hang out, and it won't be me constantly asking, what do you want to know?
Now, Jamie, there's going to be a catch.
Oh, what's the catch?
I've turned down the audio on the video so we can have the quality in your sound. Do you remember, can you do it without the sound on this video?
I don't know. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if I could? Let's give it a shot.
All right.
Okay, so I'm using Fireline. And what I did was I squeezed it really hard with my flat pliers so that I can get it into the size 12 beading. And I am not getting it in there. I will. You know, as a teacher, there's nothing worse to me than sitting by and watching your students try to get their thread in their needle. And then as you're teaching a class, they're like, I can't get it in. And you can feel that panic building. All right, I think. Okay, play the video, Mr. Danton. I'm ready.
Hi, it's Michelle from the Bead Gallery, and today I'm going to show you how to make this winter kaleidoscope earring. So I'm going to teach you how to do the snowflake component first, and then we're going to wire wrap the drop and attach the ear wire to complete your earring. Okay, let's get started.
Oh my gosh. I think I'm gonna, should I do one side one color and the other side another color? What do you think, you guys? Or should I make them both the same? Oh my gosh. I guess I gotta put some thought into what I'm doing. Or they're all single-sided. Okay, they're single-sided, so that solved that. And because we have enough seed beads in the kit, we can put whatever we want. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. What color should I put? I really like this green. So I think I'm going to put the green in between the blue. And then my edge.
We have kits for this project available on our website, thebeadgallery.com. We have it in 4 different colors right now. And this is one of them. It is called Snow Kissed. And it has some pinks and aquas in here. The kit includes a 6-pack of number 12 beading needles, 3 yards of 8-pound Fireline, 4 colors of 11O seed beads, and some check glass 2-hole kites in 2 different colors. And the drop of the earring consists of some pressed glass flowers in a small and large star.
I'm going to get a jump on Michelle.
Small and large star flower shape. And we also have some 4mm crystal bicones. And we also have our findings pack here that includes head pins, ear wires, and some jump rings. We have 4mm closed jump rings, ones that are soldered shut, and then we have 5mm open jump rings to attach things together. Okay.
I'm going to squeeze this again flat.
To your needles, because we're going to be using a lot of ends and a lot of pieces of thread. Okay, so this is what the kit looks like out of the box. I already got one side of this kaleidoscope snowflake started here, and I will show you how to do another one that's exactly like it, just in a different color. So we have our kites here. They have 2 holes. These are check press glass. So I'm going to make the second side of this out of this color here. It's more of a pinky luster. We're going to need 6 of them. So I'm going to put the rest on the side because those are for our other side of our earring.
Rubber ring every
Okay.
once in a while.
And then we're going to need some
And you were saying that your
11 seed
social
beads. I'm going to use a light pink color
shot
here.
is coming in, yeah?
Yeah.
And so I already cut 3 pieces of the fire line. I cut 2 pieces that are 1 foot each.
When we work with
Okay.
jewelry, you'll notice
So I have 2 pieces that are a foot each, and I have 1 piece that is about 2 feet in length. Okay. This is the one that we're going to use to sew the 2 halves of our component together. So it's longer. We're going to be using more thread for that. I'm going to put that on the side right now. And you'll notice that I strung needles onto each end of the thread. Okay. So you can do this in advance. So cut your threads and then string on the needles onto each end. And because the fire line just fits inside the eye of the needle, it sticks really good once you get them on.
Our first tumbler.
Okay, so this is my 1 foot piece of thread. I do have a needle strung on one end, but I'm going to show you how to actually string the fire line through the needle on this side. Okay, so I have my last needle here. It's stuck into the plastic in the card, and so sometimes it helps to use a plier to pull it out.
It's not a one-trick pony.
A one-trick pony.
Yeah.
Does anybody out there have a tumbler? Do any of you own one?
1/4 inch in from the tip to about a 1/4 inch in.
Getting back to Jamie's
Once you do that,
earring kit, she's using juniper berry. Beautiful blue color double hole bead, and she's using some green.
I'm trying to watch Michelle's hand on
the nice thing about this project is it takes very few seed beads to do. This only is 6 seed beads and 6 glass beads. Now I'm going to just tie the ends together in a square knot to close up this circle.
How's that? Does that help?
Oh yes, thank you. Ooh. Did I do that correctly?
Like that. If you want to tie a surgeon style knot, you can. Fireline knot's really small, so you can actually knot quite a few times in your piece. This is the only thing that we're going to be doing in this layer. So you can really tie your knot and fill up the holes with the thread so that it's not so wobbly.
So you can take me off.
So this is the reason why we want needles on both ends, because we're going to run our threads back through.
And then you can give me a half screen of Michelle's hand.
That circle that we just made,
right now trying to
at least through a few beads on each
I'm like, oh my God,
end.
That's hard. But I'm pretty sure she just goes and closes this off. So
And make sure you don't skip a bead. You got to go through each one. So go through the seed bead and the glass bead.
And we won't stop, you guys. Don't worry. We won't stop the video.
But this video is on our YouTube channel.
It is. It is.
It's just, this is one of the first times I was like, oh, what should I talk about with you guys? What can I make? So I'm going to make something.
You haven't seen this since you edited it, correct?
Nope. And you know, beading is so healing for me, and I rarely get to bead. We're talking like this is probably the first time I'm beading in, gosh knows. I was going to say this year, but this year's been kind of short. Maybe in a year and a half. Just beading for pleasure. I'm going to tie a square knot. And pull it tight. Now you never want to cut your threads, and you'll hear that Michelle saying that in her video as well when you come back and watch just the video. But you never want to tie your knots right next to the point where you're at. I mean, not tie it, but cut your thread, because that can lead to you accidentally cutting your own knot off. So you always want to take your thread and follow your thread path. Your thread path is the line that's going through the beads, where you should never be able to see your thread. And reinforce. That's another thing. The reinforcing always makes it feel tighter and more structured. Okay, yay! One down. Michelle uses a thread zapper in the video. I am a big fan of just poking it.
Sew the two halves together.
Yep, so now, ooh, is she there already?
I think
Oh, you know why? She already had one made. Ah,
That's okay.
my tricky friend.
Okay, you better move.
I better get going on here. Or Danton, I don't know if you can. Oh, now I feel like I might start sweating. Who here has ever taken a class, okay, and then you're the one that's the furthest behind in the class because maybe you had a mishap or you had to start again, and then you start sweating, right? Because you're just like, wait, don't go to the next step yet. I'm not ready. That has happened to me before. And as you see, I just did a little cheat where I am doing it with a single thread. Where did Jason go? Did he leave the room? You got it? We had a small accident, you guys. Denton's trying to get me to get closer to the mic. But he had almost put it in my lap. Too close, too close. Okay, and I'm going to tie a square knot. Tie one more knot. So it's a little surgeon's knot over my square knot. And then again, I'm going to reinforce a little bit more so that I don't end my thread and cut it right next to.
So Amy Sumita's here. She says hi.
Hi! Look what I'm making. I'm making that Kaleidoscope earring. I'm making it with the video. So I'm doing my own little test scenario. Although you know how like sometimes you're making something and you start to get inspired by something else. Well, that just happened to me right now. I'm wondering if we can take this and sew them together with a link like this. Oh my God, wouldn't that be so cute as a bracelet? Should I do that instead of this earring? I am feeling a yes. Right now, this kit is only being offered as an earring, but if you want to buy extra, just of the beads, you know, so because you only want to make the links, I just asked Michelle and we're going to offer that, I think,
Shall we start up the video
this
again?
weekend. Yeah.
Okay.
Ready? Okay.
Yep.
I'm not really, because I was off on my tangent thinking I'm doing something completely different than this kit, but
Because I don't know where she is exactly on the sew the halves together.
me too. So we'll find out. This one, I'm going to move my thread away from the knot I just made, and then I'll clip both threads. See how I'm constantly wiggling it? That's why you want to use beading needles versus sharps. So if you're ever like, what's the difference in all these needles, right? So this needle that I'm using is called beading. So the beading tends to be 1 3/4 long. They are very flexible and thin. So if you're going to stitch something through leather, this is not the needle for you, all right? But if you're going to stitch something that's like you need the flexibility through the piece and you want to have it move, then you may love using a beading needle. My mom, she has super warm hands and she bends her needles so easily. But the nice part is you can bend it right back. Now the sharp is about 1 1/4 inch, so they're shorter, they're stiffer, so they don't bend as, you know, like these do. So when you're poking through something stiff or a fabric, it won't collapse, and that's a good thing, right? You need something that has some heft to it. but I like beading when I'm doing any kind of stitching and reinforcing. Okay, I think I'm going to be sewing up this piece now. It's like a real-time adventure here. All right. I'm guessing that I'll put these back to back somehow. And it's going to sew in between. Okay, so gotta pick my color. Do you think you can play the part where Michelle's talking on how to sew it together, that I could hear that?
So we'll go back just a little bit.
Oh, you can start it right there because she repeats it quite a few times. So I'm going to catch up with her while I get my colors ready. So these are the point colors, the edge colors. I'm a little nervous. What's going to happen next? So I'm going to put a seed, bead, coming out, and then what looks nice? Is it a blue, silver, blue? Or is it a silver, blue, silver? That's pretty. Okay, I'm just working out a pattern here, my friends. Okay, now it looks like we're going to stitch through this piece and then add one seed bead. I don't know. I gotta figure it out with her video. Give me 1 second. I don't know. I gotta figure it out. Okay. Give me 1 second. Which one should I use? I think I'll use this light colored one. Okay. I'm gonna put a bead stopper at the end. You guys are gonna have an easier time because you get to follow the video with sound. I'm lucky because I have Michelle right outside the room. All right. And then one of these. I think it's one. Might have to ask her to come in since I can't see the video. Is it one seed bead at a time?
Yes, it's one seed bead at a time.
Oh, alrighty.
So it's your piece at a piece.
Okay.
And that's going to give you the link in between.
And then we're gonna picot the little edges after? Must be.
They're not, yeah, you're going to.
Or not even a picot, it's just gonna be a little.
It's a connector.
A connecting stitch?
Yep.
Okay. I was just like, wait, could it be that easy?
It's a good beginner's project.
It's so funny because like the tendency is to think, wait, can it be just that easy? Well, it might not be. What if I'm missing a whole seed bead? What if you need more? But that part is just being creative. My brain is already on thinking like how I'm going to turn this into a bracelet. I forgot how much I love stitching.
Good. got it.
Okay. That's so cute, just like that, you guys. Holy.
It's a bead now.
OMG. Oh my gosh.
Make those. Make 10 of those.
That's so cute, just like that. Like you don't even need that edging. I think she says that in the video. Oh my God. Hello. I love it. Oh my God. I'm like so happy. I know I don't get to bead a lot, as I've said, so this is like super exciting. But if you want to do it like the video, now we'll continue.
How'd you like that?
Oh, it's so cute. All right, now I'm going to add the extra 3 colors. So I want to just try what mine looks like if I just put, I kind of like this lime green. So I'm going to put the lime green on the edge. I really like it a lot. So I want to put it on there twice. So I'm going to add a lime green and then a blue and then a lime green. So I'm going to put on 3 seed beads. I think Michelle reinforced when she did this round, but I'm not going to. Otherwise, this piece you're going to be sitting with me like for a really long time, okay? So I'm just going to go around and down. One, so there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then come through the kite. Oh my God, this is so cute. Just make sure I did it right. Oh, I didn't. So when you undo anything, if you pull your needle backwards carefully, how can I tell I didn't do it right? Because I didn't come out of the seed bead. You have to be exiting out of a seed bead, not out of a kite, okay? So let me come out, like right here. So come out of a seed bead. And then we're going to put a little curve around the top. So I'm just going to go green, blue, green, and down the next seed bead. And I went into the kite. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. So come out of a seed bead, come out of your 11-0. And then I'm going to put green, blue, green, and go down into the seed bead. OMG. If you guys want to do this together after you get your kit, you can let me know. I will jump on Facebook or YouTube Live so we can do it together. I could see myself wanting to make 10 of these, no joke. Like, I probably will need 10 in order to make a bracelet. This is so much fun. I don't want to stop. Oh gosh, this is going to be one of those days where you got to go back to your desk, right? But all you can think about is going home and working on your project. Do you ever feel like that, guys? Is there anybody here who ever wants to just only bead? Comment below if you're excited to go home and work on your project or any kind of crafting, actually. All right, so I can tell you that this project works. It is super cute. It is not very hard, and if you want to do it together, you can contact me and we can set up a time so we can do it at the same time, which I think would be fun. I rarely get a chance to bead with other people, so I would love it. So now I'm going to take my extra thread, right, and I'm going to just reinforce through my whole piece, because this is the part where it's really important that you reinforce. That's one thing that you never want to be like, I'm too lazy, I don't have enough time. No, you always want to reinforce your piece, because for all the work that you just did, for it to be loosey-goosey and the thread catches on something, you know, that's how things can break too, when your stitches are really loose or they just don't have enough thread going through them to fill the holes, and reinforcing just makes things stronger. Especially because it's fast, you know, when you reinforce, you're just going through your existing thread path. It's not like you're doing anything new. It's actually really relaxing because your brain can just go with the flow. You're not figuring anything out. I have to make the other side now because I want to wear this as a pair of earrings. But I also have to get ready for our pearl show this coming weekend, Mr. Danton. I don't know if I have time to cruise.
That is okay, Jamie, because you know what?
What?
When you finish it, we'll just post it on later on. So everyone
Okay,
can see
I'll put a picture of my super cute blue earring. Okay, so I am back at the place where my thread is exiting. So now is a great time to take your end and tie a, guess what? A square knot. And then I'll show you my very super cute piece up close. So I'm going to tie one knot, and then I'm going to do a surgeon's knot over it because I always feel safer. 1, 2, and remember the rule. Never clip your thread. I don't know. You can listen to other people, and other people have different rules. But I've been beading for 24 years now, and I can tell you that you never will clip your knot off if you don't cut next to your knot. So I'm going to take my thread, and I'm going to move it a little bit away. And here's another little trick. When you're pulling this one through, if you want this one to follow, you can stick that in there, kind of lasso it, so it comes through for the ride when you're pulling that one through. Well, that didn't work. So you can try that on your own, or just keep going and put another needle on the other side and hide it. So I'm going to end through a kite. Those are those 2 whole glass beads. And I'll cut this thread. I tend to cut my threads quickly because I don't like long pieces hanging around. Okay. Danton, if there's any questions about this project, let me know. But I can say that I have now tested it. I have watched the video about 8 times because I edited it. And I really have to apologize because when I set Michelle up to make this for a video, I put the camera so close to her hands that even the slightest movements meant that she was off camera for some of it. But we reviewed it, and as a team we decided, no, we are going to release this video because we want you guys to just go ahead and make them. And it's not too hard, and I am offering to make one with you if you find that after watching the video you had a hard time. After you make one, you might not even need to watch the video ever again also, which is kind of cool.
How's your picots coming out?
Cute. It's just like an edging. So the difference between a picot and an edging, let me teach you right now, is a picot usually, when you string it on, I don't know if I can do it here. 1, 2, 3. You go back down into your strip, and then when you pull it, it makes a little topper. And that's a picot right here. Let me make it nice for you. Here. So that's a traditional picot right here. P-I-C-O-T. And so what we're doing on the flower is, I know I called it a picot earlier, but it's not really a picot. What we're doing is just an edge. This is a true picot right here. Cute, yeah? You can use this on the end of fringe as well. So if you want to make your fringe look like coral, you can put a whole bunch of picots. Oh, so here's my piece. I love it. I just realized that I might have pulled it too tight, so I'm gonna kind of push it down so that these little is centered more, because I pulled it more tighter on one side. All right, here we go. It's cute. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today, and if you have any questions, we are here to answer. So it's going from this to this. I'm in love.
Good job.
Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and we will catch up with you for more tips and tricks. And always, when you show up, come with some questions, because I am here to answer, to be a resource for any problems you might be having. And even if you're not watching it live, because we are doing this in the middle of the day, you can always comment, or you can text us. You know what? You should always text us your questions, because sometimes I don't get the notifications from YouTube right away. So if you want to text us, it is on our website, thebeadgallery.com. You can link to our website, thebeadgallery.com, and all our information is there, including our text. But I'll tell you right now, it's 808-436-4930. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Aloha!